Hello and welcome back to the Football Chat podcast. It's episode number 61 today. We're covering Southampton. We're on for the series, looking at every single Premier League club and reviewing and kind of previewing their season to come. On to Southampton then today. Last season went so just nothing.
It was a very...
Nothing happened for Southampton.
Middle of the ground. Just very boring.
Knocked
season.
out of both cups quite easily.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Southampton.
Weren't in the relegation battle, but didn't push for the top half.
Nothing to celebrate.
Finished about 15th, I think it was in the end for Southampton.
It was just
really dull.
Dull.
Well, I think they're in for a very exciting one this season because I don't think they've got a good enough squad to compete. So they're definitely going to be in and around the drop.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But I'll be honest, I thought Southampton would be a little bit better this season. Especially the likes of Breuer and Livramento. Obviously, they've lost Breuer now. That's a big one.
He had a decent season, but he hardly set the world alight. I mean, 6 goals in 12 games. It's decent or something like that anyway. And then Livramento played really well, but he got injured, I believe, towards the end of the season.
Because I swear they had some really good results.
It's just a bit, messy.
Like against United and that.
And they lost 6-0 to Chelsea.
Yeah.
They have a big battering every year. And it's an indication of how poor they are. And I think this season they are tipped by many, to be favourites to go down bottom of the league.
Yeah.
And I have to say, as you look at Southampton right now, I would not be confident they will remain in the Premier League. And I think their kind of recruitment is an indication of that again.
Yeah.
Because they've bought very good young talents at cheap prices who in 5 years will be very good players. But right now, they will not keep them in the Premier League.
No.
And that is I think they're looking at the long term, which is very smart. Because in 5 years, this Southampton team will be mint.
Yeah.
It'll be fantastic. But right now, it's going to be a struggle. If they are to stay up this season, then I think that's exceeding even the own club's expectations.
Yeah.
Their business points towards the future. I think, we'll discuss that after we've done our squad keeper ourselves. We'll just get into that then. And then we'll look at their recruitment and discuss, probably during the squad keeper search. Okay, keepers up first. Are the keepers a keeper? Oh, I love that. Alex McCarthy.
Bench keeper.
I was going to say, the fact that they've already let Fraser Forster go indicates that they do need to keep a keeper around. Willie Caballero, he's also here. You do not want him as your backup, though.
No.
That would be a worry.
I'll play McCarthy cap.
And then, Gavin Bazunu, got to be your starting keeper. They've just brought him in. He had a very good season on loan from Manchester City at Portsmouth last year. Now he is joining Southampton on a permanent. I think he should be starting for them next season. Yeah. Very good young keeper. Very tall. Covers a lot of the goal, which makes...
He could be...
It's helpful.
He's one of those keepers where he will make saves to keep you in the game. He'll make saves to win you games. And
I do think he could be the difference, because if you look at Southampton last few seasons, they've lost 9-0, 9-0, 6-0.
Yeah.
Something like that. And all those times, Angus Gunn, and Alex McCarthy have been in between the sticks.
Yeah.
Angus Gunn is evidently perhaps the worst Premier League goalkeeper I've ever seen. There's not many worse. Even at Norwich, he looked horrific. And it's hard to look that bad when you've got Grant Hanley in front of you. Yeah. But he just he's so poor. Championship, he's a good level keeper. Premier League, not so. And obviously, Alex McCarthy, he's fine, but he's not.
My worry is that I think
very good.
They will bench Bazunu and start
I don't think they will.
I think they will. I really
don't.
think they will.
I think
he's rotating.
Gavin Bazunu doesn't join Southampton if he's not given promises that he's starting every match.
But last year, why on earth did they rotate McCarthy and Forster? Whoever rotates their keepers?
Because they didn't really know what was going on.
No.
I think they're just going, let's hope one of them has a good game.
I just don't understand that. Because your keeper is meant to be... that's the first position on your team sheet.
Well, Forster was out on loan the season before, wasn't he?
Name.
They don't really know what's going on, but I think Bazunu coming in will be the safe pair of hands. I think he will be starting every match.
100%.
I think even if he does have a difficult initial kind of warming period to the Premier League, they need to give him time because Bazunu is much better than anything they've got there. And I think in 5 years he could be one of the best keepers in the Prem.
For a keeper, it's not too much adjustment, if you got what I mean. He's there to stop the shots. He can do
Yeah,
that.
but there's a difference in a shot from an Ipswich Town or a Lincoln City player to Haaland slapping it at you.
Very true.
It's very
It's
different.
very true.
Or, yeah, Kevin De Bruyne from range is a little bit different to Wes Burns. But, yeah, Bazunu, I think, will do very well.
Yeah.
11 mil, very decent signing. Looking on to defenders then, Carl Walker-Peters,
Obviously.
very good keep. I think has had to play a lot at left back, but it makes sense.
He's
Livramento is a
versatile,
better right back. I think the two of them as a combination work really nicely together. So yeah, Livramento as well will keep him. Lyanco, I think he's fine.
Yeah, he's alright. Keep him around.
I wouldn't start him, but actually looking at their options, I'd probably start him every game, all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, they lost Vestergaard at the end of the summer last year.
I think that was a lot. I think that was a loss they never really replaced.
No, I mean they've got Jack Stevens, the man up next, isn't really good enough, but he's one of their 4 centre halves. Actually, no, Lyanco won't start. I've missed someone, but Stevens isn't great.
He's not good. He's a
If you can
fine
bring
backup.
they've got 4 centre halves. I presume they've signed another player as well who I don't know, so I'll Google him quickly.
He's a fine backup, I think, Jack Stevens. I don't think he'll start because they've got other centre halves. But maybe they do need another centre half, depending on who this new signing is.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just trying to learn who this player is.
Yeah. I guess
He is a centre back.
Okay.
So they've got 5 centre halves. I think if you're going to sell Stevens, you're going to have to bring someone else in.
Yeah.
So Stevens is a fine 5th choice.
I do think they need another centre half anyway.
But then, yeah, looking at their options, Salisu,
Yeah.
he's very decent. And then Jan Bednarek, also very decent. They've got a strong back 4, so it does concern me that they ship so many goals. Because on paper, they look fantastic.
Especially with Bazunu. Maybe it's the goalkeeper.
Maybe it is the keeper, to be fair. And also, I think they could do with a bit more steel in midfield. Have they added that? I wouldn't say exactly they have. But to finish off the defenders, Romain Perrault. I think he's a fine backup left back.
Yeah.
But then they also have Thierry Small at the club, who's a very promising young left back. So do potentially you let Romain go.
And you've got
and then
Jan Valery to cover the right hand side.
you don't. Oh yeah, no, he is still there. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So mate, I was thinking you need if Livramento got injured, Carl Walker-Peters needs to go across. Perrault is 24, so he's not that old to be fair.
Maybe keep him around.
20 appearances last season.
Yeah, maybe just keep him around for a bit.
I think he's fine.
Yeah.
And then Thierry Small, I think give him a few minutes this year, Premier League minutes. He needs some experience, and it's not like they're going to be staying up anyway. No, but if you've got other young players in there, you might as well give Small some minutes. He's 17 years old. He'll be 18 by the start of the season.
Maybe another backup left wing back.
You reckon?
That's the thing you got. Also, and another centre half because they play through at the back, don't they?
Do they?
Well, they did it. That's what they did at times.
I think they don't know what they're doing.
So Walker Peters played left wing back last year.
No, I think Walker-Peters and Livramento are just really high up.
But yeah, maybe another left back to cover because Walker Peters.
You've got Small and Perrault.
Yeah, to be fair, he'll be alright.
You've got KWP. You can always put Valerie there if you really need to. So they'll be fine. Maybe they look at Brandon Williams though.
Yeah.
That could be a potential option. But then I think Perrault then is definitely a leave, or you loan out Thierry Small.
Yeah.
Or you sell Jan Valery potentially. On to midfielders then. Oriol Romeu. I think he's fine to keep around for now. He's not the quality you want in the Premier League, really, but looking at... No, you probably shouldn't start. I think I'd give more minutes to Ibrahima Diallo this year as your defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
And then that allows you to have two midfielders pushing on. But Romeo will be fine to play some games.
Yeah.
I think for games against like Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, I'd be having Oriol Romeo in there.
Yeah.
For his pure physicals and obviously his experience.
Because
I mean I think Diallo though is probably the better player, but Diallo needs to be given minutes against sides where he's going to play well. Not against Manchester City, where he's going to get ruined by Kevin De Bruyne for 90 minutes. You might as well give Romeo the minutes. And also, De Bruyne is probably terrified of him. I'd be terrified of him. Yeah. You don't be running at him all game. He is quite the scary defensive midfielder. JWP then.
Right. Do not get me wrong. James Ward-Prowse, and obviously, by the way, it's a keep, obviously.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but he's a good player, don't get me wrong.
Of course
he is so overrated just because he can score a few free kicks.
But I think he's also the sole provider of every Southampton goal for the last 3 years. So, if you do sell him, how do you replace him?
I don't think you do sell him. That's why.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it'd tear up the Championship.
Yeah, he would tear up the Championship, but I think then he'd want to leave at the end of the season, and that's probably going to be a lot cheaper than you lose him for now.
You could sell him, but who do you replace him with?
You would probably look at a loan for Harvey Elliott.
Oh, don't even go
What?
there.
He'd be brilliant in the middle of midfield.
Oh my, no! Don't even suggest that. That is.
I think he'd do really well.
Absolutely not.
Maybe him or maybe James McAtee, but I don't think he's ready for the Prem just yet. I think he needs more. I think he'll get loads of minutes at City next season.
James Ward-Prowse with Harvey Elliott or James.
I think I just did. Harvey Elliott. No, but you just need a midfielder that's going to create, and I think Harvey Elliott's exactly that. I think his running as well was really decent. He'll dribble through the midfield for Southampton. Do really decent there. I think he'll flourish in that role.
Keep James Ward-Prowse.
I think you sell James Ward-Prowse because I don't think you're going to get 40 mil from him next season, and Newcastle's team.
Okay, if you are going to do not replace him with Harvey Elliott.
Well, who do you replace him with?
Anyone that isn't Harvey Elliott.
I don't know why you hate Harvey Elliott.
He's not good.
I don't think he is that good, but I think he'd do really well in the league next year for Southampton on a loan,
But
low
why would he
risk,
do well for Southampton and not Liverpool?
because he's not going to play for Liverpool.
Yeah, but if he did play, I'm saying if he did play for Liverpool, would he do well? He wouldn't.
Yeah,
No, he wouldn't.
mate, they made Origi play well in that team.
And Origi is great. No, I think Harvey Elliott.
I think maybe they.
But what I'm saying is though, James Ward-Prowse,
like a Ziyech would be
James
perfect.
Ward-Prowse can play a pass or score a free kick or score a long ranger that will keep Southampton in the league. Harvey Elliott isn't going to do that.
I tell you who would have been brilliant. Brendan Aronson.
Yeah,
That would have been a really good move for him, but he's gone obviously Leeds. Maybe you look at who's available on maybe Florian Neuhaus from Borussia Mönchengladbach, but that's going to be very hard to convince him to make the switch. Yeah, I think just a loan move for someone that's creative. Maybe you look at Barca. I don't think you're going to be able to convince Gavi to make the switch to Southampton, but maybe a Nico Gonzalez or a Ricky Puig could do really well there.
Yeah.
Maybe you look at Dani Ceballos from Real Madrid.
Yeah.
For a loan, or Isco on a free. You can convince him to lower his wages significantly.
Christ.
I think he's available on a free anyway. But
There's one matter nowadays.
maybe you take a punt on Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah, I'd rather go one matter
Really?
than Aaron Ramsey.
I don't think one Matt's played in about 8 years.
I don't know.
Ramsey did alright at Rangers. He looked fine. I think Juve are desperate to shift him, so they can go for Leandro Paredes. Maybe take a punt on Aaron Ramsey. If you've lost JWP, because Ramsey in the Championship next year,
Yeah.
he'd do really well. And even in the Premier this season, I think he'd do well. Moving on, Nathan Redmond.
Is not good enough.
Really? I think for this season, you maybe keep him around.
Oh yeah, you've got to keep him. But he's not
Well,
good enough.
maybe not. You've got Genipo, Taya and Elyounoussi, who can
keep.
all play on the left wing. So maybe you let Redmond go, but then Redmond, I'd say, is better right now than Genipo and Taya.
Yeah.
Maybe even better than Elyounoussi.
I think you should keep him all.
He's not that great. Stuart Armstrong is a definite keep. Fantastic player. For Southampton quality,
Fantastic
mate.
as a stretch.
Genipo, Taya, Elyounoussi, Diallo, all keeps.
Yeah.
And obviously Joe Aribo.
That's
Very
it,
decent
yeah.
little signing from Rangers. He should be starting every game next season
Yeah.
that he is fit for. And Romeo Lavia, I believe also from the Manchester City Academy. He is indeed. The 18-year-old will not start this season, but he should
minutes,
definitely get minutes in the Premier League. And then potentially next season, if they are in the Championship, that's where he will blossom. He should be getting consistent minutes there. On to forwards then. Sekou Mara from Bordeaux is the big signing we talk about. I think that's a very good deal.
Yeah.
They need a striker because if we look at the other options, it is abysmal. They barely scored last season, Southampton, and that was their biggest problem. Other than the fact they can't defend, they also can't score. So it's not even like they could get away with conceding one and then scoring one at the other end. If they conceded a goal, that was it.
Yeah.
Because unless Broy did something ridiculous, there is no chance anything was happening. But Sekou Mara is a very decent young player. Will it take him time to adjust to the Premier League?
Definitely.
Most certainly, but it'd be interesting. Maybe he'll come in and be stunning from the start.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll have the Sadio Mane-esque impact, and then Liverpool sign him for 50 mil and Southampton will be screwed. Theo Walcott. Not Theo Walcott.
Theo
He's not
Walcott.
Theo Walcott.
Theo Walcott.
the very French Theo Walcott. No, Theo Walcott. He's just a footballer, isn't he? I don't know what to do with him.
I don't know how he's still in the Premier League. That bad.
If you can get a loan move, maybe for Jens Peterhauge or Ansgar Canal from Dortmund. Was at Frankfurt last year. Maybe he wants to step down. Who knows?
How much would you pay for, like an Ant Rebic? I don't know where he is now.
Ante Rebic. I think he's still at AC. Maybe you look at him. I think he'd be a pretty good addition to the side. If you want to play with two up top, of course. Yeah. I would also maybe look at a loan move for Youssoufa Moukoko of Borussia Dortmund. I don't know how willing they would be to loan, but that could be an option.
Where's Giovanni Reina nowadays?
Also at Dortmund, he's not going to play for Southampton.
Very true.
Why would he go? No. Hang on, I'm getting regular game time here at Dortmund. Let me go play for Southampton on loan.
No, because he's kind of just gone under the radar.
He's had a lot of injury concerns this year. Adam Armstrong. This has not worked so far. He is not very good.
I don't know how they went to a Blackburn and went...
He did well in the Championship. Exactly. I think if they go down to the Championship, he will score lots of goals. Che Adams, also Championship quality. But for this season, neither of them are really good enough. But I don't know what other options they have. They're not going to sell them.
No.
Yet, so I think they've just got to hope that either they find form or Sekou Mara
go to Birmingham
is
and
the fastest
and go. They're my two starting strikers in the Premier League.
They signed Che Adams a good 3 years ago when they still had Danny Ings. I think they viewed him as a long-term Ings replacement. I don't think they saw Ings leaving so quickly. And they thought Che Adams would develop and be as good as Ings when Ings left. But he didn't, and he's not. So that's a problem. And then they brought Adam Armstrong to replace Danny Ings, which was an interesting move, to say the least.
Yeah, they've got to keep him all there.
Yeah, they've not got many options now, unless you can get a loan move for another Prem striker, but I don't know who that could be.
So I think we've decided...
Because I think why would you bring in Dane Scarlett when you have Sekou Mara? Like, they're both young talents. I think you'd rather give Sekou Mara a minute.
So they need a centre-half, a centre-mid, and a striker.
Yeah, I was thinking, what about Michy Batshuayi? I think that would be a really exciting transfer.
I'd like to see that.
I think he'd do well there.
Yeah. I think he definitely could.
I think Michy Batshuayi. If there's anyone at Southampton listening, get Michy Batshuayi.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of... I think Batshuayi in a bottom half Premier League club would do really well.
Like Ross Barkley.
I think Ross Barkley's going Everton.
Danny Drinkwater.
He's on a free.
Just trying to get rid of Chelsea back.
He's left on a free, so Drinkwater on a free could be an option for Southampton. But I don't think he's very good. He was on loan at Reading last year and couldn't do much. But maybe, I was just thinking, because obviously Danny Drinkwater ex-Burnley, I was just thinking down that route. Do you look at a Josh Brownhill for Southampton? Because he's not going to want to play Championship football next year.
No.
If you can convince him to join, 20 mil, splash the cash a little, could be a Ward-Prowse replacement.
Yeah.
Or Dwight McNeil. Maybe McNeil's looking forward to just scoring literally 70 goals in the Championship next year, though. But, yeah. They've not got many good forward options. No. Maybe look at Chris Wood. Newcastle might be willing to loan him out. If they can bring in another striker. They're interested in Benjamin Sesko at the moment. Yeah. I think if you've got Sesko and Wilson, Wood doesn't fit into the plans.
Did he go?
He's gone to PSG.
Ah, of course he has.
So maybe you could loan him, but I don't know if PSG are going to be looking at that as their best option. West Ham's backup strikers? Who've they got?Maybe Yarmolenko on a free. Has he joined anyone yet?
Don't know. Choupo-Moting?
Have a look. No, I think they want to score goals is the problem. So, they want to miss more. Is Yarmolenko available on a free? Yeah. Go for him, I think. Oh, wait, no, he's joined Al Ain. Well, that's a shame.
Because he's a decent footballer.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of options out there. Looking at their recruitment then, obviously we've discussed it already, but it is very looking to the future.
Yeah.
It is very young.
Yeah.
It's very Championship, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think these players will do really well next season if they do get relegated. If they do somehow stay up, they've had a fantastic campaign, and maybe then you can sell them all for 50 mil and the Southampton can run to the bank laughing.
Yeah.
Because the whole Liverpool team now consists of every Southampton player, and Southampton have multiple billions of dollars.
Yeah, I'll be honest. loose in terms of predictions, I think they're going down.
I'd say at the moment, yeah.
I think unless they recruit better, they're going down. But who knows? They hit a good run of form, get a few good results going, they might be alright.
I think if Sekou Mara turns out to be the next Mbappe, then they'll probably do alright. But if he doesn't, they're going down. So no pressure, Sekou. But if you are listening, you've got to score 90 goals next season because Southampton can't keep any out.
You've got to win your relegation
games.
They need to beat.
It's the magic 40 points, isn't it, in the Premier League?
Tottenham Forest, they need to beat. Sorry, they need to beat Nottingham Forest twice. They need to beat.
They must beat their relegation rivals. Tottenham.
If you lose to other teams that's come up, that immediately puts you on the back foot, because then that means that you've dropped 3 points to who was favourite to go down.
Let's have a look at who they've got on the opening day, because I can't remember.
Yeah, who are their opening? Because opening 5 fixtures could be everything. If they lose all 5, they're confident to be on the floor.
Especially if they're terrible games. Tottenham away.
Oh,
that is not how you want to start the season. A team that's full of confidence,
that could be
full of new players.
Battering.
I think they could lose 5-0 on the opening day. The week after that, they have Leeds at home. That is a must-win.
Yeah.
That is a must-win game. The week after that, Leicester away. Potential point. But it'll be interesting to see.
Leicester, they're a bit of trouble.
Then United at home. It's a 12:30. There's always a chance you can get points from that game.
What, because it's on at 12:30?
United drew with Everton once last year at 12:30.
I'd just say playing United gets you
I
a chance of points.
I genuinely think United at 12:30 are cursed.
Yeah.
Like, I remember them getting battered by Arsenal towards the end of the season at 12:30 kickoff. Then after that, so they've got Chelsea, Man United, and Tottenham all in their first 5 games.
Oh dear.
But I think if you come away with 3 or 4 points from that, you're buzzing. Because you played, I'd argue, 3 of the best teams.
Looking at their first 5 games, if they've got 4 points, that's fantastic.
And then Wolves away, Brentford at home, Villa away.
That could be
They're games they can win, I think.
Villa away?
Yeah.
That'll be a
genuinely.
hammering.
And then Everton at home is a must-win, and City away is a must-lose. So...
A must-lose. You must lose.
Well, there's not a chance they win that one.
That could be 6-7 now.
Yeah.
Depending on how well Haaland's doing. But I think even for the Villa game,
Okay, well, so first 5, I think if they take 5 points from that, they've done exceptionally well.
If they take 4, they've done really well. If they take 3, they've done well. If they
anything less than that, though, I think they're worried because that means they've not beaten Leeds.
Or Leicester.
Leicester, yeah. I think
we looked at Leicester.
If you're looking at those clubs, those 2 teams, you want to be taking 6 points realistically if you want to survive.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting whether they do. And maybe they'll get something at Tottenham. You never know. Yeah. Maybe they'll get something at United. Maybe they'll get something at Chelsea. Interesting to see. See, at least prediction, I think they're going down at the moment. But it'll be interesting to see how they get on. Like, they could prove us massively wrong. That's all for today, though. Thank you all very much for watching. Make sure to get involved in the comment section down below if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, head on over there from Spotify. If you are on YouTube, head on over to Spotify. Share the love. Hit all the fun buttons that do fun things. It's great. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're currently on 707 subscribers, 293 away from the goal at the time of recording. Just going very, very well. Loads of people have been joining now. So welcome all if you are new. And if you're not, then thanks for sticking with us. But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you all very much for watching or listening. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.